good afternoon, Trondium friends. A few weeks ago, we had our annual meeting here, and one of the important tasks that we accomplished at that meeting was to elect new council leaders. And so I'm pleased to be here today with our new council president, Jared Miland. I'm sure many of you know Jared, but there might be quite a few of you who don't, or would like to know him better. So I thought we'd have just a little chat today. Welcome, Jared.
Yep, welcome. Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my wife, Mary, and I think almost everybody should know Mary. She works here for the church. We've been with Trondium since about 2007, moved here in 2006 to the Lonsdale area. We have 3 lovely boys. Alex is our oldest, and I'd be surprised if nobody knows Alex. Most everybody in town and everywhere we go knows Alex.
He's a special guy.
Yeah, sure. He's our oldest.
I love Alex.
Yeah, we have our other son, Dominic, who is 18, and he actually just finished a tour on the Trondium Council as our youth representative.
And he did a great job, by the way.
Yeah. And then we have our youngest, Aiden, who is a freshman in high school, and he's going through confirmation right now, getting near the end of that.
Yes, he is. Awesome. So, what was it that brought you to Trondium?
You know, just the community. You know, Mary and I have been part of large churches, and we've been part of small churches. You know, the smaller church, I think, just provides a lot to offer in terms of connections with people and getting to know people. That's just, you know, unmatched from what we've seen in larger churches. But, you know, being part of the Lonsdale community, living here in Lonsdale, this church has great connections with the community, the food shelf being, you know, probably the best example of that. You know, the friendly atmosphere that we witnessed when we came into this church back in 2007, you know, it just won us over so quickly. You know, the way everybody was willing to reach out and talk and getting to know us, and nice. You just can't beat it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that was your experience, and we're glad to have you here. So, in your time here, and maybe more recently, especially this last year with the pandemic, it's been a lot of change. Different ways of doing things, but I think God is still up to something here. And I'm wondering, where do you see God at work here in Trondium?
I would flip that a little bit and say, where haven't we seen God? Right? At work. He's everywhere. I mean, I look to our roof last year, right? All the wonderful membership that, you know, provided support last year to get our roof fixed was fantastic. I look at our drive-in nativity event last December. You know, the participation that we got in that, the number of cars that came through, the positive feedback that we received from that was just nothing short of overwhelming. You know, I mean, I think we've started a new tradition.
We might have
around that, but you know, I mean, I think we, you know, some of the comments we got were people that just, you know, with the COVID and people being cooped up in their homes for so long, and the opportunity to be able to get out and experience Jesus and the church in a different way through that, just provided a very open and enlightening experience for people that you just can't beat. You know, so I think there's many things. Even, you know, we talked about our online experience through last year, and we're continuing like with Facebook, and how we're seeing like people outside of the Trondium membership, the Trondium community, you know, logging in and seeing our Facebook, and it's like, wow, that's great, right? I mean, that's just great outreach, and you know, God works in mysterious ways, and you know, when one door closes, another one opens, and it feels like we're opening another door of opportunity there.
So we're just getting started with the new year. We just had our first council meeting of the year. What are you excited about coming up this year?
Oh, man. You know, on a personal level, I'm excited and hopeful at the opportunity that we can get back together more often, right? So I'm a Wednesday nighter been heavily involved with confirmation over the last few years. You know, the Wednesday dinners that we have and the fellowship that provides is just, that was always my favorite part of the week, and I really, really miss that. You know, hopefully that, you know, everybody gets vaccinated and this pandemic kind of calms down a bit, we can start resuming some of those potentially. So I'm got a lot of hope, maybe somewhere this year, probably won't be till late this year, but getting back to that. But, you know, other things, you know, from a, you know, as a president and a council perspective, really thinking about how can we take our multimedia that we use with the Facebook and grow that and make it better. You know, we've been having some conversations on the council about that, and we've got some money set aside to spend on trying to upgrade some of our technology here to use that. But, you know, looking for ways to, as you and I have talked, you know, again, how can we better connect within our Trondheim community, but then how can we connect outside of that, you know, for people that need some, you know, of that connections in their own lives too, that haven't had the opportunities maybe before for whatever reason. Looking forward to that. But then overall, you know, what are we going to look like after the pandemic?
Right.
And having conversations around, well, what does that really mean? I mean, I know even at work and a lot of businesses around the country are talking about what's the new norm going to be, right? I don't think many people are anticipating that we're going to be able to just flip the clock back 2 years ago, you know, when this pandemic is done. So thinking about, you know, what is Trondheim going to look like in our Sunday services, but, you know, with this media potential and you know, how can we take the great parts of that and keep it going? And, you know, so what is, you know, I don't know how else to say it other than what is that new norm going to look like? So having those thought and leadership conversations around what does that really mean, and where do we think we're going to go from here?
Lots to do and lots of challenges, but I think they're good, positive challenges for the church, and I'm excited to have your leadership.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I hope you've enjoyed this conversation with Jared, and I'm sure he is more than willing at any time to chat with anybody if you have ideas or questions or thoughts. And have a blessed day. Thanks.